Welcome to another edition of Lane County Working for You. This program is produced to show the many services provided by Lane County government and staff. Those services are possible through the county's annual financial plan, the Lane County Budget. The Lane County Budget, balancing resources and services. State law mandates that counties in Oregon prepare and adopt a balanced budget for each fiscal year, which begins July 1st. Work on the budget begins well in advance.
The work on the Lane County budget actually begins about 6 to 9 months before the board adopts it, and its creation is governed by both the Oregon Department of Revenue and Oregon State Budget Law.
The first step in creating a budget is to project the annual cost for materials, including such things as utilities, computer expenses, printing, etc., as well as personnel expenses, and then balance those costs against the amount of revenue available.
The Budget Office helps this process by providing financial planning services and budgetary assistance to the county administrator, to departments, and also sometimes to committees. We also look at complex financial and policy analysis and overall budgetary assistance. One task that the Budget Office helps with is assembling cost data for departments. We look at the various expenses and revenue and see which ones are increasing. We look at why, what might be impacting that, and then give that cost data to the departments for them to build their budgets.
Once all the details are pulled together, the next step is for the departments to submit their proposals to the county administrator, who creates a proposed budget to present to the county budget committee. That committee is made up of 5 county commissioners and 5 community members appointed by the commissioners.
As a budget committee member, I take the budget from the county administrator with 9 other people, the county commissioners and 4 other citizen appointees. And we look at the budget and we go through several different meetings and public hearings. And we read these very long documents as well as review the information on how the county has used money in the past, what are projections for the money that we're going to have in the future from all the different sources. We look at trends, and then we do the best that we can to come up with a balanced budget for the next year. So every year we have to balance how much money we're going to spend on things like public safety, human services, as well as things like elections and even assessment and taxation. So it's a pretty labor-intensive job, but we get to make a very big influence on what the shape of the budget is in the end, and really make sure that citizen involvement, both through ourselves but also through the public hearings, is an important part of that process.
With an annual budget of around $500 million, it may seem the county could provide for any needed service. However, the majority of the budget is dedicated, meaning it can be spent only for specific things, as directed by state and federal law. Whether for roads and bridges, economic development, public health, or other purposes, it can't be used for anything else. There is, however, one fund where the county has discretion on how it's spent, and priorities can be set for the use of the money. That is the general fund.
The general fund is the fund that the public hears the most about. It is the one that the Board of Commissioners and Budget Committee actually have some control over how it is spent. The general fund averages around $100 million, which is about 20% of the overall county budget.
There is an important piece to the budget that goes beyond the dollars and cents. Performance measures help assure that services are provided as efficiently and effectively as possible.
So Lane County uses performance data to track the efficiency and effectiveness of our services. By monitoring the data, we can make changes over time to improve services as we go. Whether it's tracking the effect of recycling on the longevity of the landfill, or the impact of corrections programs on recidivism and reoffending. Lane County leaders use these results to invest in the most effective programs to get the most out of every dollar.
Once the Budget Committee reviews, possibly revises, and approves a budget, it goes to the county commissioners, who must adopt a budget before July 1st. Then the final phase of the process begins, living within the budget.
The budget is a living thing. Once the budget is adopted, it continues to live throughout the rest of the year. As financial conditions change that we weren't able to anticipate when we adopt the budget, we do supplemental budgets during the rest of the year. There are rules about adopting a supplemental budget, what can be included and what type of public input is required, and those are all governed by the state through local budget law.
The County Financial Services Division monitors the ongoing expenses of county departments to ensure compliance with the budget.
Departments start receiving revenue and making expenditures right when the fiscal year begins. So financial services gets involved because we help make the deposits and we cut the checks. And as a result, every evening we will post this activity to the ledgers, and then every morning departments will have financial reports given to them so they can monitor how well they're doing in relation to the adopted budget. After the fiscal year ends, the county puts together what's called a comprehensive annual financial report. So what we do is aggregate all the data for the entire fiscal year and put it together into one document. Now that document will be audited by a firm of CPAs. And one of the many tests they perform is they want to make sure that yes, we have spent our money in accordance with the legally adopted budget. If there are any budget violations, we are required to document that in the annual financial reports so the public can see those. When the auditors are finished auditing our financial statements, they will prepare an opinion stating whether our financial statements are fairly stated or not. Now, you can find our financial statements on the county internet site, and they are used mainly by three groups of people. You have Lane County citizens who can look at this document, and there's a section just for them called Management's Discussion and Analysis, which is meant to sort of make the financial statements more readable to the average user. Also, grantors like to read our financial statements to make sure we're in compliance with their grant documents. And thirdly, potential investors who may want to buy county bonds will read our statements to make sure that Lane County is creditworthy.
Our mission in the Lane County Budget Office is to make sure that Lane County budgets and spends the taxpayer money according to law and in a way that provides the most services to the community. In addition, we work to communicate with citizens to make this very complex budget understandable. Part of Lane County's mission is to provide high-quality government services in the most economical way. The budget is essential to the county meeting that goal.
The Lane County budget serves as a guide for the finances of the county, providing measures of efficiency as well as details on the expenses of each service the county provides to the community. To learn more about the Lane County budget and how you can participate in shaping it, visit the county website at lanecounty.org and click on County Budget on the homepage. Or you can call the county at 541-682-4203.